couple of days ago, I talked about how Kathleen Kennedy is planned to retire, and that's sort of saying, well, that's not true anymore. It turns out she made a post or an article saying that she's not going to retire, that she's going to stay at Lucasfilm. I'm tired of the same story over and over again. This is like, I don't know how many times I talked about this, but it's so bizarre that she's not fired from Lucasfilm. And that the same story came out, the same articles, that she's going to retire at the end of the year, and that she's going to retire, but turns out, fake news. But I hope that she's just lying to cover up the leak, and that, in actuality, she is going to retire, going to announce that Star Wars Celebration, or just later on in the year, I don't know when. Hopefully that's the case, and not just, like, fake news again, because I'm tired of people making up this story that she's going to retire. I want it to be real, because at this point, I want someone else to be president, but in saying that, I feel like very obvious things are going to happen, that Kathleen Kennedy is going to appoint her own person that has the same values as her, and so the type of content we're going to get is going to remain the same. I don't want that. I want someone fresh and new to take over Lucasfilm, and I don't know who that's going to be. I don't know. People say they want Jon Favreau to do it, but he's not, because when you're the president of Lucasfilm, like, well, what Kathleen Kennedy does is more business stuff. Now that's her role in the company, not creative stuff. Jon Favreau is a creator. He creates stuff. He's an actor, and a voice actor. That type of stuff. He's not a business person. He may know a little bit of stuff of business, but being the president of Lucasfilm is a completely different ballpark than creating content. It's two completely different things. So I don't think Jon Favreau will be the president of Lucasfilm. I highly doubt it. And I'm not here to make this video about who's going to be the next president, because it's not going to be anyone that we know. It's going to be someone completely different that we have no idea who they are, and that sort of thing. That we don't know. It's going to be someone that we don't know, and that's what it's going to be. But Kathleen Kennedy should retire. From a business standpoint, she, like, over time, for like 12 years that she's been president of Lucasfilm, it's just been going downhill as time goes on. Like, the box office numbers for all the Star Wars movies says it all. Now, I understand, like, we look at the sequel trilogy, like the box office numbers. The Force Awakens made $2 billion, Last Jedi made $1.3 billion, The Rise of Skywalker just barely made $1 billion. Now I understand, from like the first movie to the second movie, there is always going to be a lowest box office return, because people watch the first one, and if they don't like it, they're not going to go see the second one. But from the second to third, it dropped even more, and it should be the same amount, or roughly the same amount, or it could be higher, because having there be a $3 million gap between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, or should I say $3 billion, whatever the amount number is. I'm great at math, but the math, it's pretty simple when we look at the numbers. That's going down, and that's not good. Like, in basic terminology, that's not good. And when we look at the shows, most of the Star Wars shows are either a hit or a miss. And it's like some people like certain shows, other people don't, but it's like the majority. And when it comes to shows that people like, it's outside factors like the creators doing their own thing that makes that works for Star Wars, versus something that, who knows, behind the scenes, maybe Kathleen Kennedy's pulling the strings to make a show work. I don't know. There is no Star Wars movie since 2018. It's not like they're not making Star Wars movies, or they're trying to. Over the years, there have been so many directors that were planning to make a Star Wars movie, whether it be Patty Jenkins, Taika Waititi, Rian Johnson, the Game of Thrones creators, or directors for the show. Like, so many people were going to make a Star Wars movie, and they dropped out of it. Why? Because of creative differences. So if so if these talented directors that have worked with many other different people beforehand, but prior to this, don't want to work with Kathleen Kennedy, that's bad. That means Kathleen Kennedy behind the scenes is I don't know what she's like, but maybe she's not good to work with behind the scenes creatively. Who knows? We don't know. And from the perspective of the Disney executives, that should be a red flag. But she doesn't get fired for that. Instead, she stays and continues this. And Star Wars as a brand is in mediocrity right now. And in order to not be mediocrity anymore, she has to be fired, or she has to retire, and someone brand new, someone fresh has to take over the franchise, take it in a new direction. I guess I'll leave it off there. I said what I wanted to say. I'm just very frustrated with the constant news of hearing Kathleen Kennedy's gonna retire. Then it's not. But maybe that's a lie. I don't know. I'm tired of talking about this. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe. I'm gonna go now. So goodbye, everyone.